Good morning, Mangalore Club. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the club contest for the term 2021-2022 in evaluation and table topics. In Toastmasters, the biggest competition is with ourselves. We compete to test our own boundaries. And competition is a good thing because it forces us to do our best. Before we begin, let us spend a few moments in prayer with Toastmaster Sharmila. Over to you, Sharmila.
Thank you, Sunita. Where the mind is without fear, this is a poem from Rabindranath Tagore's Gitanjali. It was composed and published about 120 years ago and also mentioned in Rabindranath Tagore's 1913 Nobel Prize citation. This is more like a prayer and part of action to do our part in creating a better world for our future generation, one where human beings can live with freedom, dignity, and experience progress and peace. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches into arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way, into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee, into ever-widening thoughts and action, into the heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Where the mind is without fear, let us all do what we possibly can do, create the heaven that Rabindranath Tagore visualized almost half a century before. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunita.
Thank you, Sharmila, for the very thoughtful prayer, the right beginning for today. So let's compete today and let's cheer for everyone. The contest chair for today's for today's proceedings is a calm, cool, and capable lady. She has a ready smile. She's always willing to help and to lend a hand. And in her journey at Toastmasters, she has approached her speeches, her projects, and her goals with nothing less than her very best efforts. Toastmasters, please welcome the contest chair for today, Toastmaster Seema Sequeira. Over to you, Seema.
Thank you, Madam President. A very good morning to you all present here. As we all know, contests are conducted by Toastmasters to encourage development of speaking skills and to recognize the best as encouragement to all, to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. I shall now read out the rules for the evaluation speech contest. It has been confirmed that all the contestants are eligible. The whole contest is being recorded with the prior permission of the participants. Once the contestant is spotlighted on the screen, all should mute their audio and video till the contestant leaves the screen. The contestant's speaking area must be set to ensure his or her gestures and facial expressions are captured by their camera and their voice is clearly captured by the microphone. All contestants shall evaluate the same target speech. Once the target speaker has delivered a 5 to 7 minute speech, all the contestants will be sent to the breakout room and will be given 5 minutes to prepare their evaluation notes. Contestants' video shall remain on throughout in the breakout room. On completion of 5 minutes preparation, contestants have to keep their hands and notes visible to the Sergeant-at-Arms Toastmaster Fiona in the room. No further work is to be done after the first contestant returns to the contest room. When the speaker has completed his or her speech, he or she will remain in the contest room with the video and microphone off. It is decided to spotlight the timer along with the speaker based on the request of the contestants. Timer, could you please have a display of timing signals when I announce now for the knowledge of the participants? Timing will begin with the first definite verbal or non-verbal communication. The green signal will be displayed at 2 minutes and remain on until the 2 minutes 30 seconds mark. Yeah.
Is it fine?
Yeah, thank you. Then it will be replaced by amber signal. Yeah. Until the 3rd minute mark, and then will be replaced by red signal. This will remain on until the conclusion of your speech. Thank you, timer. Contestants will be disqualified if they speak less than 1 minute 30 seconds and more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. If contestant's system drops out during presentation, timers will take note of the time and then maximum 3 minutes will be given to you to regain your connection. At the conclusion of 3 minutes, you will have if you have not reconnected, the timer will display the red flag. If you do reconnect within the specified time, the timer will continue timing as per the standard timing conventions. You will need to resume your speech where you had left off. I will provide you with the last word that I recall when you were disconnected. You will also be given an extra 30 seconds to your overall time before being disqualified for going over time. There'll be 1 minute of silence between speakers so that judges may complete their ballot sheets. At the end of the contest, all are to remain silent until the tally counters have collected the judges' ballot sheets. Judges have been instructed not to consider time in their ranking. Yeah. Can the Chief Judge, DTM Divyashri, confirm that all the judges have been briefed and are qualified to judge this contest?
Good morning, Seema. All the judges have been briefed and they are all present and qualified to judge.
Thank you, DTM Divyashri. Protests may be entered only by the contestants or voting judges to either the chief judge or the contest chair before the final results are announced. Are there any queries from the participants?
No.
Okay. The order of the contestants was selected yesterday by picking the lots. The speaking order of the contestants is number 1, Sapna Ramraj, number 2, Della Cordero, number 3, Pratibha Kamath, number 4, Gladys Montero, number 5, Winston De Souza, number 6, Neil Sreshta, and number 7, Kavita Kamath. kindly spotlight the Chief Judge, DTM Divyashri. Chief Judge, shall we begin the contest?
Absolutely. All the best to all
Thank
the
you.
contestants.
Thank you. Now, I would like to call on the test speaker for the contest. And he is Royal De Souza.
So am I audible, visible?
Yes, you are.
Perfect.
Timer, please note, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. 5, 6, and 7. The title of his speech is Fan Man, Fan Woman. Now we have Toastmaster Royal De Souza. Fan Man, Fan Woman. Fan Man, Fan Woman, Royal De Souza. Over to you.
Seema, can I just interrupt for a minute? Could the timer please switch on her video? Otherwise, I'm not able to spotlight you. Thank you. Go ahead, Seema.
Yes. Toastmaster Royal De Souza, over to you.
How many of you miss bedtime stories? I miss them a lot too. During bedtime, my mother used to say something very special every night. She used to look into my eyes and say, Royal, go to the kitchen and check whether the stove has turned off. I felt like a firefighter every night extinguishing the flame. Extinguishing the flame on the stove is fine. But what have you done when you saw the flames of passion within others, covered with disappointments, failures, and self-doubt? Contest chair and my fellow firefighters. 3 years ago, while I was in Pune, there were rumors making its round regarding a haunted camping site in between a dense, secluded forest on the banks of Pavna Lake. It made my 2 friends and me curious. So what did we do about it? We decided for a night camping to challenge the forest spirits. But little did we know, sometimes we have to be careful for what we wish for. And what happened that night changed my perspective forever. We reached there at 9 p.m. and the caretaker of this place, he looked like Gandhi with a poor eyesight. A beautiful tent was set up facing the beautiful lake. We could see the wolf moon hiding behind the hills on the other side of the lake. The only sounds we could hear was the hooting of the owl, the pounding of the waterfall, and creepy howling of the caretaker's German shepherd as if he was waiting to feed off human souls. The caretaker places the logs like a pyramid. He opens a red can. The addictive scent of the petrol seduced us. He takes a matchstick and boom! A huge campfire just lit our mood. At 11 p.m., the chilled breezer, the cool breeze, and scary ghost stories were giving us chills. Barbecue and the campfire were compensating for it. But much to our disappointment, we didn't notice anything unusual. But all I was scared about was how to extinguish the campfire if we're going to sleep. We slept in our green tents when the wolf moon was above us and everything seemed normal. Everything was perfectly fine. But around 3:30 a.m., we were woken up by an unusual sound, the sound of a jingle. Initially, it was faint, but after a few seconds, it was getting louder and louder, and something was coming closer and closer. And I could see a shadow pass by. And the moment we could make some noise or make a movement within the tent, the sound would just fade away. And few minutes later, it would return. Fear encapsulated us like darkness encapsulating the light. Something was not right here. I quickly dialed the caretaker, and his number was not reachable. One of my friends, he started reciting Hanuman Chalisa hiding in a blanket. But this time, I was petrified. I knew there was something wrong. I was terrified. And my other friend, he says, Royal, we can't let fear take over us. Let's go outside and see what is there. And I asked him, dude, what are you high on? We are stuck in a camp in middle of a dense, secluded forest. It's 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and something spooky is waiting for us outside. And I was saying, let's go outside. He managed to convince me. He was a typical marketing guy. He somehow managed to convince me, and I agreed for it. And we slowly sneaked outside the tent. And as we sneaked, what we saw that night is still embedded in my memories, like a permanent tattoo etched from lightning. As we moved out, what we saw rocked us and shocked us. We saw a scary red eyes, a long tail, and fur around its body. We realized we were tricked by a German shepherd who had small bells attached on his blue collar. He was sneaking to eat the leftovers next to our tent, and the moment we spoke or made some noise in the tent, the dog would get scared. He would either freeze or he would just run away. The caretaker had a poor eyesight, and at night he tied the bells on the neck of the collar neck of the dog just to identify where the dog was. We just lost our mind just looking at the sight of the dog. And my friend, he just opened a beer and he moved towards a dead campfire and he tried to reignite it. But all I could see was ashes and remnants of logs. But he saw something beyond that. He started fanning the flame, and underneath those ashes, some embers reignited again like a rising phoenix. Just like how embers were covered with ashes, my courage was covered with fear. I realized he also fanned the flame of courage in me by using simple words. Have you seen something special in someone which is buried with disappointments, rejections, and self-doubt? What did you do about it? You see, people cannot shine outside when there is no fire inside, and raging fire of the sun is trapped within each and every one of us. Just like how Toastmasters fanned the flame of a speaker in me, I decided when I see something special in someone, I fan the flame by using kind words. Hey, I like your speech. Oh, you have magic in your voice. Hey,
Your time.
shade looks pretty, isn't it? When we fan it with simple words, we can see the fire ride up into their eyes. It doesn't take anything special to find faults in someone, but it takes something really special to find the buried embers and be the fan man or the fan woman. Do you want to be the fan man or the fan woman? Let's reignite everyone with simple words. Over to the contest chair.
Thank you for that wonderful speech. Timer, could you let us know the time taken?
It's 7 minutes, 50 seconds.
Okay. Contestants now will have 5 minutes to prepare their evaluation. All the contestants have now moved to the breakout room by the Zoom master. We
Fiona,
have
I'm not able, just a second. Fiona, I'm not able to identify. How have you named yourself, please?
Seema, just an
yeah,
just a
1
note,
minute. I couldn't pick your call. Yeah.
No worries. Let that I heard the timing of the test speaker being told in between the speech. Let's not do that for the contestants.
Okay.
Yeah, just maybe you could
I-
tell the time.
Yeah. Timer,
make an
please
announcement.
note. Don't announce the time when the contestants are speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
The flags will be shown. That's it.
Yeah.
Only the flags.
Ma'am, Sunita ma'am, were you able to send the contestants?
Yes, you can go ahead, Seema.
Yeah. We have with us an interesting and charming personality who has won the hearts of almost all the Toastmasters by his humble and creative nature. He is the co-founder of Homatify Technologies, a futuristic company that focuses in enhancing your living experience through smart home products. He's also a passionate storyteller, a story writer, and a creative writer. He is District 92 International Speech Contest semi-finalist in the year 2020 and International Speech Contest Division Champion of Division F. His core interest lies in leadership, persuasive speaking, and eating a lot of seafood. Leading without a title is what he truly believes in. We are privileged to have you with us today, Toastmaster Royal. On behalf of all present here in this Zoom room, I would like to welcome you once again and ask you something special.
Thank you so much, Seema, and thank you so much, MTM Toastmasters. I always had a special relationship with MTM Toastmasters because this was the first club where I delivered a speech outside my home club. That was back in 2020. So, and the speech was the same speech which I had been till the district semi-finals. That was a wake-up speech. So that speech was first tested out in the MTM club. I still remember. And that time I was so nervous, like I still remember my hands were shivering, like facing such a big crowd. And it was a very special experience. So yes.
Thank you for remembering those moments with gratitude. That is something special about you, Roy. Okay. Now I would like to ask you something. Can you tell me something more about the futuristic company that you are co-founder of? Like, what are these smart home products? And I couldn't understand what it was.
So basically, we focus on enhancing living experience, as you mentioned, through smart home. Smart home is nothing but, in simple language, if I say, you can access your entire home through a mobile app. That is your lights, your fans. If you say, Alexa, turn on the living room lights, or if you say, Alexa, I'm back, all the lights will turn on, or the fans, or the gates will open the moment you enter the house. So that's what we do basically. So our main focus is about innovation, and my team, we are very crazy about innovation. So that's the main focus in terms of smart mirror, smart bulbs. So that's a plan for now. Yeah.
Okay, now I got it. Yeah, you are considered to be one of the best storytellers in the district, Royal. Any special tips for us and new Toastmasters who have joined the club and the guests on how to write stories?
Yes. So story writing are two parts. One is for reading and one is for the speech. Since it's for the contest season now for speech, I would like to share that one of the important, one thing what I observed from what everybody says is, Royal, I don't have great stories. I don't travel much. And I don't know, some people have just wonderful stories. But I always say that people always, they want to listen your authentic side of the stories. They don't want any extraordinary stories, right? You don't have to go through a life-changing experience like a near-death experience or something which really excites the audience, which is out of the blue. But the truth is, audience, they want some simple stories. Because, for example, if I share a story of going to a skydiving or going for hiking, and if I share another story, which is a normal routine where I wake up early in the morning and my mom says, eat more dosas, why are you eating only one dosa, two dosas? So audience, they get more connected towards the second story rather than something like a skydiving or something like that, because it's not in their day-to-day experience, right? So that's a very important aspect. It's very important. Even international speech contest final videos and all, if you see, they're very simple stories. So that's the key over here. And every one of you have that, burning story within you, but it's just that you don't know that. Now, for example, the one which I went in the district, it was a very simple story. Like there was a fisher forward. So that's how it is. Even today's speech also, when I say that, when I began by saying, do you remember your childhood stories, like bedtime stories, and your parents, your mom saying, connect to it. So don't go to look for something extraordinary. Just search for the stories in your day-to-day life and you will come up with an amazing speech. So that's the thing.
Timer, is the time up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you very much, Royal, for sharing that experience. The gist is that our daily life itself consists of hundreds of stories, and we have to pick from there the simple stories and we have to connect. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much for the opportunities. And as I would like to repeat again, it's not only daily life, simple stories, you will have a very impactful story in day-to-day life. And it's your responsibility to bring it out in front of audience so that it will make a difference to others. So that's it. Thank you so much once again.
Yeah. Has the first contestant come out from the breakout room, Sapna Ramraj?
Yes, Seema, I've asked her to come out.
Okay.
Yes, she's with us.
Yeah. Yes. Toastmaster Sapna, contestant number 1, Sapna Ramraj. Kindly repeat after me. I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
Chief Judge, kindly confirm whether the contestant is clearly visible and audible.
Absolutely, Seema.
Yeah. So now we have contestant number 1, Sapna Ramraj. Sapna Ramraj, contestant number 1. Over to you.
Good morning, contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Royal. What a captivating speech. The 3 things that I liked about your speech were, firstly, it had an amazing opening. You kept a curiosity within us. I was curious to know what is going to happen next. The entire story build-up was really great. The second point was vivid images. You created such a great memory within us by saying that German Shepherd, then the old man, how the campfire was lit in there was really great. You took us, you transported to that place. The third part, coming to the content organization and the delivery. You had written the speech in a great way. It had a good opening, good the body and the conclusion. The conclusion was really left us with a great message and the positive enforcement. And the speech you gave with the great hand gestures, it was purposeful, good eye contact, and the voice modulation was very good wherever it was required. And coming to the last point, you were really confident, gave the speech with a great elegance. If I have to tell one thing, that your speech with the great opening, body, and the content, and left us with a great message. And I'm sure how the tagline of the Ford says, go further, the same way you can give the speeches in a great way in future. If I have to suggest one thing, that to challenge yourself, you can use metaphors, similes, and all the English workouts which to enhance your own capabilities. Further, if I have to tell, definitely you are a master storyteller. Congratulations and all the best. Certainly a speech worth listening to. Over to the contest chair.
Could we have 1 minute silence for the judges to mark their ballots? Timer, please show the red flag when 1 minute is out. Toastmaster Della, welcome. Kindly repeat after me. I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
Chief Judge, kindly confirm whether it is clear.
It's loud and clear.
Now we have contestant number 2, Della Cordero. Della Cordero, contestant number 2. Over to you, Della.
Thank you, Seema. You have reignited the fire and the confidence in me and assured that Toastmasters is a way to enhance it. Congratulations, Royal, on completing another speech. When the title was shared, Fan Man and Fan Woman, I thought you were going to speak about Marvel superheroes because that's the trend now, isn't it? But what you made me realize is that Toastmasters is another Marvel legacy altogether, and they are combating us with this enriching experience. What I found good in your speech was your confidence. That confidence when you delivered the speech. The content in your speech was amazing. It encapsulated, and I forgot to write down the points when you were giving your speech. Even though it seemed like you were reading, I'm not very sure whether you were reading, but you were scrolling down with your mouse. It showed that you have a lot of confidence. Your command in language and the kind of words that you use, the vocabulary was wonderful. You brought in suspense in a very humorous manner, and that was what taught me how to speak. When you spoke about the courage, you motivated us, and you were motivating us throughout your speech, how we can reignite others and how we can be reignited as well. What you could have done better is constrained on your body language, since it is an online speech and we are on Zoom. avoid moving too much because that kind of distracts others. And you could have also used a little bit of vocal variety. You used vocal variety, not that you didn't, but when you had to bring in suspense, maybe you could have lowered your voice a little bit to show that, there is suspense going on when you were speaking about the curious, haunting forest or the creepy, howling German shepherd. Maybe you can paste it down a little bit more. But when you started with your speech of your mom telling you your bedtime stories of turning off the stove, I wasn't really sure how you were connecting with the Marvel superheroes at then. But when I understood and when I started listening to your speech, the way you brought in the firefighters in us and you addressed all of us as firefighters, that was wonderful. Overall, your speech was amazing. You motivated us, and you also were able to turn the speech around into a humorous and suspenseful manner. Congratulations, Roy.
Could we please have 1 minute silence?
I have to pin the timer, right?
It's
Fine.
spotlighted, Pratibha, so you should be able to see it on screen.
No, I'm seeing the time, ma'am. After 1 minute, I'll raise a red flag.
If you're in speaker view, you'll be able to see it.
Welcome, Toastmaster Pratibha. Kindly repeat after me. I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
Chief Judge, kindly confirm whether she's loud and clear.
The audio and video are clear.
Now we have contestant number 3, Pratibha Kamath. Pratibha Kamath, contestant number 3. Over to you.
Contest chair, esteemed jury of judges, guests, and my dear Toastmaster friends. A very good morning, and what a way to start a Saturday morning. We were treated to one of the most best speeches I've ever heard on Toastmasters. Congratulations, Roel. It was a wonderful speech, but I, being the evaluator today, I will dwell on 2 things. 1, the things that I was very impressed about your speech, and B, what I think you can do to improve your speech. Although I will tell you, the major part of my evaluation will be A, because there's hardly anything to tell you. But I have racked my brains and come up with some points to give you. Well, let me first begin. I always think that well begun is half done. And Roel, you began fantastically. You started with a question, took us back to our childhood, where everybody has been given these chores by our parents, and we feel very important when we do these small things for our parents. But I never thought that from that question, you will take us into Pavana forest. So that means your transition was beautiful. You started by saying that you are a firefighter, and then you connected to that fire in Pavana forest. It takes a master speaker to connect it and not feel very weird or, out of place. So your transition was top notch. I loved that about your speech. Then coming to your description about the Pavana forest and the bonfire and the friends around it, it was so descriptive. I can still imagine that Gandhi caretaker, he's etched in my mind, and I can see that bonfire. I'm going to plan a picnic soon because you flamed that fan in me to, go out somewhere, especially during this pandemic. The words that you used to describe that scene was fantastic. You use so many beautiful words like embedded, etched, encapsulated, petrified, and that Hanuman Chalisa by that friend. So it was very beautiful. What I always feel is a winning speech is one which will keep you engaged from the first second to the last 7 minutes. And I was kind of disappointed when the red flag came up because I wanted more and more of your speech. So that, according to me, to keep the audience engaged is a master quality of a speaker. So Royal, you have it in you. Your body language was fantastic. Your expressions were spot on. The excitement with which you told when you planned that picnic and went there, the fear that you showed when you said that you saw the red light in the German Shepherd's eyes, you even described sound to us. So and even the smell of the petrol. So you touched all our five senses. Now, the suggestions that I would like to give you is whenever a speaker starts a speech, he has the speech that he has thought that he'll give, the speech that he gives, and the speech he thinks he has to give. So I think, Royal, you are the best evaluator of yourself because we don't know what you have missed out and all that. But if you go back and look back at your speech and you see what are the things where you have missed out, I think you can better on that. But otherwise, you are a very fantastic speaker, and please regale us with more such stories in future. Over to the contest chair.
Shall we maintain 1 minute silence? Toastmaster Gladys, kindly repeat after me. I am ready to speak and I feel great.
I am ready to speak and I feel great.
Contestant number 4. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Gladys Montero. Toastmaster Gladys Montero, contestant number 4. Over to you, Gladys.
Good morning, Toastmasters, and especially Royal. Royal, the opening of your speech caught my immediate attention and kept me riveted to the screen for the next 7.5 minutes. It was definitely a very enthralling speech, which was very clear and concise. You conveyed your ideas with a lot of enthusiasm and conviction. Your entire speech was definitely not devoid of any emotion. There were a lot of expressions on your face. You conveyed emotion. Emotion is very important in a speech. I'm sorry. This is how you connect to the audience. You use a lot of strong verbs, adjectives, and sprinkling of adverbs. Your command over the English language was very good. You gestured very well with your hands, moved around, you stood and you gave your speech. And this is how you connected to the audience. Now, if I could give you any suggestions, was especially the lighting over your face. It was a little dark over one section of your face. So you should have, you could have adjusted the lighting a little better so that it was a little brighter, and this would have given an overall better impact on the speech. And another place where I could suggest a little bit of more improvement was the vocal variety. Now, when you said in certain areas, you could use a little bit of more vocal variety to make the speech much better. So this is where I felt you could have. And what I really liked about your speech was the way you brought in the jingle, the faint sound, and the closer and closer you produced that jingle, and the way it faded. That was what was the takeaway from this speech. And the way you connected your story to the takeaway for the to the speech. The story was so it so embedded the whole message that how you fanned the flame, a fan woman and a fan man. The way you connected your ending to the beginning of the speech, the takeaway message was so strong. How you need to fan the flame in each one of us, how we as Toastmasters and how we as people need to fan that inner fire among each one of us to set us on to become better speakers, better people. This was the takeaway you gave, and this was done in a great, but in a nice manner. And this was the takeaway. So you can definitely hone your speaking skills and become a great speaker. All the best to you, Royal. Thank you very much.
Let's have 1 minute silence for the judges to mark their ballots.
Good morning, Toastmasters and friends. Royal.
Winston, sir, I will announce, sir.
Oh.
Then only you will start.
Okay.
Toastmaster Winston De Souza, kindly repeat after me. I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
I'm ready to speak. I feel great.
Chief Judge, is he clearly visible and audible?
Can he come again once? I saw one at a point there was a pause. So could he just repeat his line?
Could you repeat after me? I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
Sounds good.
Now we have contestant number 5, Winston De Souza. Winston De Souza, contestant number 5. Your time starts now.
Good morning, Royal, Toastmasters and friends. It was really a good speech, Royal, because you are young and enthusiastic. You have prepared the speech well, and the start itself, you made it very interesting because you said your mother telling you bedtime stories. This brought us back the memories of our young days, about 80 years back. Once this story was started by my mother, we didn't have to get up from the bed. We didn't have to go to check the fire because that time there were no gas stoves and the cooking was done on the firewood. So after the stories, we had to go to bed. you had a lot of actions. You moved around the place and made us very interesting with your actions and your eye contact. The speech was well prepared, as I said, and you have also rehearsed it. You know why? Because you have kept the time. From the time which was allocated to you, you just utilized all the time, which shows that you have done your research and rehearsal. You had a lot of voice modulation, especially when you said about those jingles, and then you said the sound came closer and closer. So that little bit of slow pace of saying closer and closer gave us some sort of real idea what happened that time. So it was very nice. And I think the only suggestion is you must have little more vigor in your speech. Sometimes you have to say in a loud voice, sometimes in a low voice. Voice modulation was there, but that was not enough. You must put some force in your speech. And once you do that, Royal, you will definitely do very well. You use some good phrases, but I can't remember them and I didn't write them. But I congratulate you for the good speech, and I am sure you will go higher and higher, and definitely one day you will also compete in the contest. All the best to you for your future. Over to you, to the Chief Judge. Thank you.
We shall now have 1 minute silence.
I'm in. Yeah. Shall I start?
Neil, I will announce, then you can start. Sunita ma'am, is the timer there?
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah. Toastmaster Neil, kindly repeat after me.
Yes.
I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
Chief Judge, kindly confirm the visibility and audibility.
The audio and video are clear. I think we get the settings. Yeah, we are good.
Shall I start?
Now we have contestant number 6, Neil Shrestha. Neil Shrestha, contestant number 6. Your time starts now.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and good morning, Royal. A very excellent speech, full of passion. It reminds me of a statement that I read from Julius Caesar. When Julius Caesar wrote this letter to the Senate, he mentioned this phrase, I came, I saw, and I conquered. And when I heard you speak, that was the phrase which flitted through my mind. It's a very apt description of how you spoke. You came with passion, you saw all of us in the audience, and you conquered our hearts. Brilliant speech. What made this speech work very, very well was, first of all, your positioning. You used the video very effectively. You stood at a good distance from the camera, and we could see all your gestures. Your gestures were very vivid, good use of vocal variety. The odd pauses there were good use of pauses. Dynamics was strong with a lot of vocal variety, and matching emotions of matching body language contributed to that emotion and added to that intensity, which helped us, which conquered our hearts and my heart with the speech. This story was very engaging and a very clear tie-in to the theme of the speech, which was clearly presented at the end. There's one thing that I'd like to mention, that is the use of phrasing. Now, phrasing is very important in a speech, and how you say it, what is also important in contrast to the content you're trying to present. So one phrase which sort of gives us as an example is, you mentioned embedded in my memory till today, which you mentioned when you stepped outside the tent and found and confronted the German Shepherd. I think this could be replaced with, I still remember the surprise and the emotions even today. The simplicity in words can make a great change in the way you contribute and in the way you add to your speech. And which again reminds me of a phrase that Richard Feynman has always said, that nature has got great simplicity, which contributes to its great beauty. So make your speech simpler with simple words, and your speech will resonate even better. You can an example that you can see for a simple speech is the late Sidney Poitier's honorary Oscar speech, which he gave to the Academy the Academy Awards, in the 74th Academy Awards in 2014. You can search it up on YouTube. A very stirring speech, and this is also an example of a speech where he came, he saw, and he conquered the hearts of the audience, describing his life in the film world. So thank you, Royal. Great speech, and I hope to see a lot more brilliant speeches from you in the future. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Could we have 1 minute silence for the judges to mark the ballots? Toastmaster Kavita, kindly repeat after me. I'm ready to speak and I feel great.
I am ready to speak and I feel great.
Chief Judge, kindly confirm whether the contestant is clearly visible and audible.
The audio and video are both clear.
Thank you. Now we have the last contestant, contestant number 7, Kavita Kamath. Kavita Kamath, contestant number 7. Over to you, Kavita.
Good morning, judges, and good morning to each one of you present here, and a special morning to Royal. Congratulations, Royal, for that extremely good speech which you have rendered today. It was a personal story. It got connected to the audience very well. I'm sure the audience must have glued on their seats. Stories always make that difference. You weaved the story so well that you painted a picture with all those beautiful anecdotes which you had. We could visualize the forest with those words which just came out of your, you came out naturally. I think you are a very confident and a natural speaker, Royal. The voice modulation always makes a difference for a good speaker. You did very well with it. There was a clarity and a pause wherever and whenever needed. And I think you painted the picture of the forest to your best ability. Royal, what I liked the most in your the most important thing in your speech was the transition of getting into the forest, looking for the environment conditions around you, and taking that risk factor. You spoke about the fear, what was in you, and how it brought in that courage. I like the concept where you use the bell and the sound, the difference of the sound, what you made when it was coming closer to you. It makes a difference when you use these visual props. And I think, Royal, that was one thing which has to be really noted, which was a commendable thing what you did. I would just suggest you for improvement, just one point of suggestion which I would like to give you is that at times I felt you were thinking about some words or memorizing in your mind. This is what I felt. I think it was a longer pause where it was not needed. But apart from that, I would say that you were truly a good speaker. And I'm sure you made that influence for each one of us sitting here in this meet today to be a fan man or a fan woman. I truly agree on that. And one day I would surely become a fan woman. Over to you, Seema.
Could we have 2 minutes silence until the judges have completed writing on their ballot sheets? Thank you, Toastmaster Vani. Now, I would like the contestants to on their camera. It had been a fabulous contest and congratulations to each one of you. I'm pleased to present the certificates. The first contestant, Sapna Ramraj. The second contestant, Della Cordero. I can't share. Fiona, you are sharing, is it? Fiona, it is Della Cordero. third contestant, Pratibha Kamath. Congratulations, Pratibha. The fourth contestant is Gladys Montero. Congratulations, Gladys. The fifth contestant is Winston De Souza. Congratulations, Winston. The sixth contestant, Neil Shrestha. Congratulations, Neil. And the last contestant, Kavita Kamath.
Seema, could we stay on screen and just take a photograph, please, with all the participants? Now that the tension is over, you can give me a big smile. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, participants. With this, I adjourn the evaluation contest. Now we begin the table topic contest. Before I hand over the proceedings to the contest master, let me introduce her to you all. Toastmaster Shobha is a double postgraduate in economics and English. At present, she is working at Government College as a lecturer in economics. She has been elected as the treasurer of Dakshina Kannada Economics Association. She is in the editorial committee of economics textbook for PU students. This year, she has taken up the responsibility as the vice president membership of Mangalore Toastmasters Club. Welcome, Toastmaster Shobha, and over to you. Toastmaster Shobha.
Yes.
You can begin.
Toastmaster Seema, are you done? I cannot hear you properly.
Yeah, we can hear you. You can start. I have introduced you already. You can start the contest.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. You really made my day. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to say that we have 5 confirmed contestants who have come long way. The 5 contestants who have been briefed and their order have been drawn. I would now confirm the name of the finalists in their speaking order. Our first table topic contestant is Toastmaster Gladys Montero. Our first table topic contestant is Toastmaster Gladys Montero. Second contestant is Toastmaster Kavita Kamath. Second contestant is Toastmaster Kavita Kamath. Third contestant is Toastmaster Francis Pinto. Third contestant is Toastmaster Francis Pinto. Our fourth contestant is Toastmaster Winston De Souza. Our fourth contestant is Toastmaster Winston De Souza. And the fifth contestant is Toastmaster Pratibha Kamath. Our fifth contestant is Toastmaster Pratibha Kamath. So these are 5 contestants, and this is their speaking order. As you know that table topics are the 2-minute speeches, I would like to make it very clear that contestant will be disqualified if they speak for less than 1 minute or for longer than 2 minutes 30 seconds. When you begin your speeches, you would see the timekeepers as they are now. When you reach 1 minute, the time card will turn green. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the time card would turn yellow, and at 2 minutes, red. The contestants are required to keep attention at the timing signal since it is an online contest. Due to technical failure, the contestant may be given extra time. This is at the discretion power of the Chief Judge. I would like to introduce our Chief Judge, Toastmaster Divyashri Gatti, to say a few words and confirm that the judges and the functionaries have been reached.
Good morning, everyone. Nothing to say from my end. I think it's good we go ahead with the contest. The judges are in, they're qualified, and they are eligible for judging, and we can start the contest. All the best, Shobha, and the contestants.
Thank you, Master Divyashri. Now the time has come to select the topic. I have 4 table topics in the envelope, and I would ask the Chief Judge, Toastmaster Divyashri Gatti, to select any one of the topic that we may use. The Chief Judge may ask me to use the second table topic if we find that another person by mistake hears the first person speaking.
Shobha, it's ideal we send the contestants to the room so that we avoid any such discrepancies. You could send the table topic contestants. Yeah.
You want me to send all the table topic contestants to the room? Just a minute, please.
You can keep the first. No, yeah, you can send all of them.
Chief Judge, kindly select a number between
Shobha,
1 and 4.
Shobha, 1 second. Divya, you want me to send all of them?
Judge,
Shobha, just a second.
Chief Judge, kindly select a number between 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah.
Here, should I send everyone?
Yes, 1 second. It's ideal we send them so that by mistake, if the topic is told, then we'll have to repeat the process.
Just give me a minute. I will send Gladys also to the room. Just a minute.
You can send all of them so that if there's any.
Just a minute. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I think you can go ahead.
Okay, just
you can go
one
ahead.
second.
Okay. So I'll repeat once again. Chief Judge, kindly select a number between 1, 2, 3, and 4.
It's 3.
Yeah,
the
which
number
number?
is 3.
Number is 3. Okay.
Yeah. Hang on with the topic. If you are ready, if the timer is ready, then we'll start. Don't read the topic, please. Please don't read the topic because the first contestant will get the benefit. If we can, once we start the contest, you will tell, once we start, please tell the contestant name, topic, contestant name, and then start so that everybody gets the benefit. We can time for 1 minute before we start so that every contestants get the same. Even though before the first contestants, please time for 1 minute.
Shall I ask Gladys to come in now?
Yeah, Gladys, I think she was in the room.
No, she's moved out. I have to bring her back.
Sure. You can give her that 1 minute.
Okay,
So
I'll bring
start
her
the
back.
time.
Yeah. Okay, just a minute. I'll bring her back.
The timing would begin with contestants' first verbal or non-verbal interaction with the audience. Before we start the contest, can I ask the contestant event they can ask?
Why your voice is breaking?
So their silence means that they do not have the breakout room. That is done already. And contestant 1 can remain in the same room. The rule says that I must introduce the contestant in the same manner. I would read their name, the question, and then read the question and then their name. Can I show the topic now, Chief Judge? to the first contestant.
You can read out the topic and then start the contest immediately. Do not wait for anything else.
Okay. So the chosen topic is our actions speak louder than words. Our action speaks louder than words. This is a chosen topic. So contestants, please note that the chosen topic is our actions speak louder than words. Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Fiona, escort all the contests except contestant number 1 to the breakout room. Can the Zoom master remove other contestants to the breakout room?
It's
This is just to confirm.
We can start the contest.
Okay, so now
Shubha,
it's
we
a
can
time
start
to
the
begin the contest. Our first speaker is Gladys Montero. Please turn on your video on. I'm very glad to see you, Gladys. Please repeat after me, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can confirm that I can see you and I can hear you. I will now read the question in the prescribed way. Toastmaster Gladys Montero, our actions speak louder than words. Gladys Montero.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Our action speaks louder than words. Now, when I hear of this, our action speaks louder than words.
Can we stop 1 second? I'm sorry. The thing is, the contestant 1 got extra time because after the almost 30 seconds extra was given because we had a delay in the start of the contest. Please, let's avoid it. The moment the topic is given, please don't repeat the topic again. It is a benefit to the first contestant.
So
let's not do that. Please, let's choose another topic. So the order will be the moment the topic.
So
Please don't call the anybody. The moment the topic is given, the time, then Gladys goes on. Let's not repeat anything after the speaker's name. Contest, Gladys Montero, topic, Gladys Montero, that's it. Nothing more after that, please. Yes,
So we
the number will be
topic 1, 2, and 4.
We'll go with 4. Plus, do the you can do the mic check first.
Okay.
Please do the mic check. Gladys, can you do a mic check, please?
Gladys,
Mic
can you
check
hear me?
1. Mic check
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So the chosen topic is, when has honesty not been the best policy for you? The chosen topic is, when has honesty not been the best policy for you? Gladys Montero, when has honesty not been the best policy for you? Gladys Montero.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Yes, honesty not being the best policy. Honesty not being the best policy, maybe many a times with my colleagues and of course with my husband as well, many a times. So especially when it comes to me having a lot of money as my bank balance. So when my husband asked me, Gladys, can I borrow some money from you? And of course, I know that a lot of money will be lying in my account. And at times, I will say, no, Harry, I really don't have that much money. But then when I really know that he is struggling for money, of course, my heart will not say, I don't have money, and I will definitely give him. But when my colleagues, I do know that they are spendthrifts, or they have this habit of, rotating money. They will borrow from me, and then again they will, to pay me back, they will borrow from somebody else. So the best policy to say is that I don't have money. And the best thing would be, no, my husband disapproves of me lending money to anybody. So this is the best policy you can follow when somebody is borrowing money from you. Honesty is definitely not the best policy. So I think when somebody likes to borrow money from you, then you better not be honest. So honesty is not the best policy to follow. A little lies there will definitely not hurt anybody. When you are not hurting anybody with your lies, then honesty is definitely not the best policy to follow. So that is what I believe in. And another thing is honesty is not the best policy to follow when you are not, when you don't want to hurt other people's feelings. So these are the two areas where you can not follow the honesty is the best policy. Thank you very much.
May we have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please show the red flag when the 1 minute is over.
Time is up.
Our second speaker is Kavita Kamath. Please turn your video on. I'm very glad to see you. Please repeat after me, testing 1, 2, 3. Kavita Kamath, please repeat after me, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I can confirm, I can see you and I can hear you. I will now read the question in the prescribed way. Kavita Kamath, when has honesty not been the best policy for you? When has honesty not been the best policy for you, Kavita Kamath?
Thank you, Shobha. Each one of us in our life, sometimes lie, sometimes trying to be very true. For me, when I was a child, and that too, the third daughter in our family, and I was the naughty one as well. Very pampered, very loving, the apple of my papa's eye. He always took me in his arms and always cajoled me. But at times, he also suggested and gave us values, good values when we were growing up. So we wanted to be always true and be honest, which was the most and the best policy in life, to be happy. Over the years, when we grew up, there was one day in school, I still remember, in Carmel Convent in Delhi, in the winter days, when I was climbing the bus and I sat with a jacket, red jacket, and I saw my mama waving at me saying bye. I had a 10 rupees in my pocket. I went to the canteen, bought some chanas. I used to love chanas those days. And my sisters didn't know about it, neither did my parents. And I went and bought those chanas and I ate them. And during the recess period, I gave my sisters also a couple of chanas and told them, don't tell mommy, papa, I stole 10 rupees from my papa's pocket. And once I went home, the story was told to my father by my sister. She promised me she wouldn't say, but she did do that. And I was all scarlet. I was scared what to do. And that is the time I realized I lied. So I feel we should be true in any moment of life, be honest, Don't lie. But you know, we are children and we always make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes, we grow up. And today, I am truly honest and proud to say that I will never ever lie. Over to you.
May we have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please show the red flag when 1 minute is over. Our third speaker is Francis Pinto. Francis Pinto, please turn your video on. I'm very glad to see you. Please repeat after me. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Francis Pinto, please repeat after me. Testing 1. I can see you and I can hear you. I will now read the question in the prescribed way. When has honesty not been the best policy for you? Francis Pinto, when has honesty not been the best policy for you, Francis Pinto?
Good morning, Toastmasters. As you all know, I run a school. And when an incident took place once, I really was not very honest to protect my children. It happened like this on an afternoon. The children had gone to the neighboring bakery to buy some snacks. And suddenly there was a shootout. And 3 people were lying dead in the afternoon. And this was something I just couldn't think of. And then the children came running back. And it was actually a gang war that was taking place. And these children were stuck in the bakery. And especially a little boy who was actually lame and could not run back as fast as the others. So when the policeman came to question as to who was in the bakery on that particular day, I said, no one. I said, no one, none of my children were there. Because I just thought of the aftermath of the questioning and what these children would have to go through, that I decided at that point that honesty was not the best policy to protect the aftermath of what happens in our Indian courts and procedures like this. And so at that particular moment, I thought that honesty was not the best policy. Though in the rest of my life, and though we teach values to our children, I always think that honesty is the best policy, because at some point or other, you will get caught with your lies. One lie leads to another, another lie leads to another. And then at some point in time, you will definitely get caught. There is a God above to look after, and I'm sure he will forgive me for that, because I had to save my children against this procedure that goes on in India. So I wish that you will teach good values to your children. In the present day, it is very difficult, but let it be always that honesty is the best policy. Thank you.
May we have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots.
Hello, I'm in.
Yes, Winston, you'll speak later on after the 1 minute.
Okay.
Our fourth speaker is Winston De Souza. I'm very glad to see you, Winston. Please repeat after me, testing 1, 2, 3. Winston, please repeat after me, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I can confirm, I can see you and I can hear you. I'll now
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Winston De Souza, when has honesty...
I can't hear
Shobha,
you.
your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking,
Can you hear
Shobha.
me?
1 second, hang on. Don't tell the topic.
Yeah,
Can you do
hear
a mic
me?
test?
I can't hear you.
Once again, mic test.
You can't hear? Can you hear me now? I can hear you.
Now I can hear you.
I can hear you. You can hear me? Okay. So, Winston De Souza, when has honesty not been the best policy for you? When has honesty not been the best policy for you, Winston De Souza?
Good morning, Toastmasters, dear judges and friends. When has honesty not been best policy for you? I think it's a very difficult thing because I'm mostly honest. Whether it's the best policy or not a good policy, I still want to be honest. Because only when you are honest, people depend on you. People rely on you and people give you respect. But sometimes when you tell them that, okay, this is my problem and this is what I have not done, especially they have sympathy for you. Okay, so there is nothing going wrong even if you tell something honestly. So that's why I would suggest everybody, whether it's a best policy or not a good policy, be honest. Never be dishonest, because once you are dishonest and people think that you are dishonest, then you have lost your respect. You have lost respect from all your friends, all your elders. Even children will lose respect. If you tell a child, I'm going to give you a chocolate, and then don't give a chocolate, then she says, oh, this uncle is not honest. He only promises but doesn't give anything. So always be honest and carry on your life. Whether it is good for you or not good for you or not good for others, honesty is the best policy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just
May we have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots?
Sure, Shobha. This is for everybody, all the participants. Can you switch off our video so that Shobha's bandwidth doesn't get impacted? I think it's impacting her bandwidth. Her voice is breaking. Just, I'm asking everybody who switched on their camera, except Shobha. Please, everybody, can you switch off your cameras? Shobha, can we do a quick mic check? Can you say hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Clear. Perfect, perfect.
Chief Judge, can you
Sunita,
hear me? Yes.
Clear. Your voice is clear.
My
Sunita, can
voice
you
is
switch off your
clear?
camera?
Okay.
Yes, now it's clear.
Can I continue?
Yes, please. Timer, please.
Timer is 1 minute is over for the judges to mark the ballots.
Not yet
over. Okay. So our last speaker.
Shobha, your voice is breaking. Shobha, wait. Shobha,
Please turn your video on
Pratibha, can you hear us? Pratibha, can you hear
but I
Shobha?
couldn't hear Shobha's voice. It was lagging and it was a little
Yes.
crawling.
Your voice is breaking. Sunita, can you switch off your camera, please? Whoever else has switched on their camera, please switch it off. Yeah, please switch off your cameras, please. Shobha, can you try again, please? Just tell your name. Do not tell the topic. Just tell 1, 2, 3, check. Shobha, this is for you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So please repeat after me, Pratibha Kamath. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
We are good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. I can also confirm that I can see you and I can hear you. I will now read the question in the prescribed way. Pratibha Kamath, when has honesty not been the best policy for you? When has honesty not been the best policy for you, Pratibha Kamath?
Thank you, everybody. Honesty is a virtue which we have been fed since childhood. Especially if you go to a convent school, or especially if you are surrounded by elders who are around you, they keep telling you honesty is the best policy, be honest, be truthful. And Mahatma Gandhi also absolutely made honesty like a big virtue. But in my life throughout, I have seen the more honest you are, the more you get into trouble. That is not to say that honesty is not needed. I think we need to be honest to ourselves first and always lead a life of honesty. But having said that, in small things, when you try to be honest and you get into trouble, well, it has happened to me many a time. Let me give you a small example. Like for today, which is fresh on my mind, I took part in an evaluation contest. I knew that the best Toastmaster evaluation is a sandwich method of evaluation, where you talk about the good aspects of the speech, give the suggestions, and then end. But when I heard the speaker speak today, I was simply impressed by his speech. I couldn't think of a single suggestion to give to him. I knew in my mind when I started the evaluation that unless I touch upon the suggestions, my evaluation will not be a good evaluation. But I didn't allow that. I just was honest to what I was feeling and kept on rambling about how good his speech is. And in the end, I told him, you are the best evaluator of yourself. Go home to take a look at your speech, because you know where you have missed out and you know what mistakes you have done. For an audience point of view, it was a very good speech. So there you see, the minute I uttered that, I knew I had put my foot in the mouth. Why was there such a need to be so honest? I could have told him a few things in the typical Toastmaster evaluating way and told him your voice modulation light or anything of that sort. For me, the impact of the speech mattered so much that I completely forgot. So there you see, honesty didn't get me anywhere today. I'll be very surprised if I win the best evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, contest chair.
Thank you. May we have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots?
That'd be 2 minutes. Vani, since it's the last contestant.
Yes, ma'am.
It's 2 minutes over. Timer.
No, ma'am, no.
Not done.
30 seconds more. Done.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, everybody. Now, I would like to request contest chair, Toastmaster Seema Sequeira to share the certificate of participation.
Yes, I'm ready.
So our first contestant is Toastmaster Gladys Montero for table topic contest. Congratulations, Gladys.
Could I please ask the participants to switch on their video for a short while?
We cannot put our videos on, Sunita. There is some issue. Please allow us to do so.
Shobha, you can continue.
Our second, yes, I can continue, but it is not moving, that certificate. It's showing the
No,
same
you
one.
announce the person and then I will move the certificate. Announce, please.
Okay. Our second contestant is Kavita Kamar. Congratulations, Kavita. Our third contestant is Francis Pinto. Congratulations to you too. And the fourth contestant is Winston De Souza. Congratulations, Winston. And our fifth contestant is Pratibha Kamath. Congratulations to all the participants. The contest is adjourned. Now, I would like to hand over to contest chair Toastmaster Seema Sequeira.
Could you please just hold on for a photograph, please? I think we have lost Winston. Please give me a minute. Please, participants, please keep your video on. Do we have Gladys? Gladys, are you there? Okay, let's just go with this.
Nita, am I there?
I don't know why we are having trouble with, just give me a minute, please. Just a second. Yes.
I added her, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, right. Just hold on.
One more is missing, no?
Gladys.
Yeah, Gladys, I think she had to leave. Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, I request the chief judge to announce the results of the evaluation contest.
Seema, just give me a minute so
Yeah.
that other contest results are also given to you. We go in a stretch.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll take 1 minute after this is announced so that I can.
Sure. Then done. Then
So
we'll
we could take a brief till then, if you don't mind. Everyone can just switch on their videos quickly.
Yes, correct.
We'll
do
give
that.
the chief judge some time. Can everyone please switch on? Yes, fellow Toastmasters, please switch on your videos. Nothing is going to happen now, I think so. Yes, everyone, please, videos. Thank you all for attending. It's been a wonderful, yes. Dr. CK, Ranjan, Gladys, Sapna. We have Maya, Neil, Bhavishya. I think I'm off.
Yeah. Okay, just hold on, please. Maya, Bhavishya, please switch on. And you'll have to hold those smiles also.
Ranjan.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Some hearts will be appreciated along with the smiles. Yes. Ashwin, Talika, yeah, Lionel, Maya. Just give me a minute. I need one more.
These are all honest hearts, not fake hearts.
Thank you all. Yes, it's done. Divya, do we need to wait? We'll just spotlight and get ready.
No.
We are ready. We are ready. Seema, you can check.
Yeah. First, you announce the evaluation, and immediately after that, I type and get ready for the next one.
Sure. So for the evaluation of this contest, I would request the president, Sunita, and Seema to be pinned in. We'll need Shobha for the table topics. So
Can I request the participants to keep their video on, please?
Yes, please, so that we can get them when the awards are announced. So we will be announcing from 3rd to 1, and I believe only the first contestant will go to the area level. So the person for the results for the evaluation contest go like this. 3rd place goes to Gladys Montero. The 3rd place goes to Gladys Montero.
I think she's not. Yeah, she's
And
not.
then we'll move ahead.
Yeah, she's not. Go ahead.
2nd place goes to Pratibha Kamath. I think she's here.
Yeah. Thank you.
The first place and the person representing MTM at the area F3 contest will be Della Cordero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she
Stella
had to
around?
log out earlier because of work. Yes, she's not present.
Sure. Right. So I think we can quickly move on to the eval. We'll have the first 3. I think we have just Pratibha here. So one picture for the, we can have it for the memory.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Number 2.
Yeah.
We for victory too.
Thank you.
Let's quickly move on to the table topics contest. I will ask.
1 minute, Divya.
Sure. No worries. I'll not announce unless you give me a nod over here, Seema.
Yeah. Thank you.
The contestants are waiting. We can make them wait for a minute extra. Before we go ahead, I'd like to thank all the role players. I think we can do that, Sunita.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. This is not an official vote of thanks, but on behalf of Manglo Club, as the president of Manglo Club, let me say a very big thank you to all the members, fellow Toastmasters and guests who have joined us for today's contest. A big thank you to our contest chair, Toastmaster Seema, for organizing the contest, and also the contest master, Toastmaster Shobha, for organizing the table topics contest. Maybe you can, yes, give them a round of applause. A special thanks to our Chief Judge, Divyashri Gatti, because DTM, Divyashri Gatti, because without her, the contest is not valid. So only when she says so, everything, becomes relevant. So thank you very much, Divya, and for your entire team of judges and tally counters and timers. Also, a big thank you to all the participants. It has been so heartening to see so many people, so many Toastmasters, so many club members take part. It's been a wonderful experience. And thank you to the audience we had almost 34 people at one time watching. So it's been a really, a rewarding experience. Thank you all, and over to the Chief Judge.
Team, are we ready?
Ready.
I like to give definitely a total credit to Shraddha because she was the one who did all the work. I just get to be the face today. So, and Royal for being.
My apologies, I should have acknowledged her. Yes, a big thank you to Shraddha Pai also. Toastmaster Shraddha.
So we'll start off with the winner. I think I'll start off with telling the winners list. So I start with the same order, 3, 2, 1. The third place goes to Pratibha Kamath. Pratibha, it's double trouble for you.
Thank you.
I think we can pin her. The second place goes to, is there? Pratibha is there?
Yes,
Can
yes,
take
I'm
a picture?
thrilled to be third also.
The second place goes to Kavita Kamath. Kavita is here. Is she?
Today it's the Kamath's day, Pratibha.
Double Kamath also. Do we have Kavita?
Yes, she's on screen. She's on screen.
She's on screen. Perfect, perfect. We got the pictures, right? Perfect. Yeah. And the first place and the person representing MTM at the area level contest is Francis Pinto.
Yay!
Wow.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Rana, the women power is always at MTM.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shall we have a photograph if you stop sharing, Seema? Yeah, just give me a minute.
We have all the winners.
Thank you, judges.
Yes, it's
Wherever
done.
you are.
Yeah.
It's done. Thank you. Seema, would you like to conclude?
Yeah. I would like to thank, first of all, our president of the club for all the initiative and pain she has taken to conduct this, or both the events today. The number of messages she has sent, the meetings that she has conducted and coordinated. I also thank the chief judge. First, it was Shraddha Pai, who was there till yesterday, contacting me and discussing things, how to go about every arrangement, as Divya said, she has made and she has gone. Thank you, Shraddha, in your absence. And big thanks to Divya Shri for taking over within a short notice and doing such a good job, great job. Thanks to all the judges, hidden judges, who really do a wonderful job behind the screens. They are not visible, but great time they have devoted for this particular contest. A big thank you to Royal De Souza, who immediately agreed when I asked him, Royal, can you be the test speaker? He said, yes, I will be. And he was going on asking how long I have to stay, because I'm sure he had some urgent work. Even then, he has stayed back, he has come back now. Thank you, Royal. And thanks to Shobha for being the contest master, agreeing, and thanks to all the participants. All have enthusiastically participated while requested personally. Maybe the president has requested, I have requested, all of us have requested each one of you to be the participants, and you have done that. Thanks a lot. If I have missed anybody, once again, a big thank you to all of you, and congratulations to the winners. Let's see you at the area level and make our club's name shine over there also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Seema. A special note of thanks to the role takers from Bantwal Speech Weavers, the timer for today, Vani, and Sahitya, who worked as a telecounter. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate your contribution. And also to our area director, Debbie Lobo, who's been with us through the contest. Thank you very much. We haven't had much time for formalities today, but thank you all for joining us. And yes, that's it for today. I adjourn the meeting.